So why ourhomegame.com? Yes, you can use Facebook, and Facebook is phenomenal, and you can invite people from Facebook to ourhomegame.com. But here, you're going to be able to join a group. Okay, you're going to be in with other people who are dealing with the same subject matter that you are. If you have cancer, there's going to be other people in the group that are facing the same troubles that you are. You have a private coach. You have messaging, which is emails back and forth with people in your group or with your coach. You can expand on what you're wanting to know in messaging. You can leave messages for them. You have the chat right there, and the chat is not just text, but you also have video chat in there. And there's times where I have patients online where we'll go to a video chat so I can show them how to measure a certain part of their body, like their bicep or something, with somebody who's trying to lose weight. Or sometimes they just want to be able to see my face and see that I'm real. It's not a good-looking face, but it's a real face. So they get a chance to be able to get to know each other. And so it's different than a Facebook or different than some of these other sites in that this is a community which is a very serious game, okay? Call it Our Home Game, but this is a very serious game. This is a game to improve your health, maintain your health, and a chance for you to overcome the problems that you're facing. Okay, let's talk about how to use the site. Now, what you're going to want to do is you go in and you're going to set up your profile. Now remember, you can say whatever you want to say there. You don't have to use your real name. You can use a nickname. You don't have to put your age. You can actually click and hide your age if you want. But put whatever information you want up there that is going to be public. So a coach or maybe even another member can look and have things to discuss with you. But it is private if you want it to be private. Now, after you fill out your profile, what you're going to want to do is join the group that you're interested in. If you're interested in cancer, then you're going to want to join the cancer group. If you're interested in diabetes, you join the diabetes group. Once you join that group, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to see that there's videos there. There's a forum there, and the forum is where coaches will post information that they found very interesting out on the internet. Maybe it's latest research. It may be a coach posting a real neat success that's happened with another patient, something that they found that's starting to change somebody's life. So the forum becomes very interesting. You also have news feeds. The news feeds come from what we tag as legitimate sites. I say that because, you know, probably 80-90% or more of the information on the internet is erroneous. I mean, you don't know what really to believe in. So our coaches are taught to go out to the real solid sites, the Mayo Clinics or New England Journal of Medicines or the CDCs, but the sites that have solid research. And our coaches do that all the time. So you'll see some of that information show up in the forum, but you'll also see news feeds from those kind of sites that continue to scroll through there. So it's interesting for you to come back every once in a while, day to day, whenever you want, and see new things in the news section. The other thing that's really fun, but more important than fun, probably one of the keys to your success, is the chat. If you look down in the lower right hand of your screen, you'll see who's online. Coaches will see that, and coaches will see you're online, and coaches are there to say, hi, welcome, how can I help you? And you can ask different coaches questions, and you can sit there and go back and forth and maybe get something straightened out in your mind. Maybe you just went to the doctor and you didn't understand something. And it's not that your coach is going to say, well, this is what your doctor meant. No, he's going to give you some insight maybe from another patient. He might give you insight from some of those sites that he's been to. Maybe from their own experience. Many of our coaches have had cancer or have had diabetes. But you're going to get some information there that is going to lead you back to feeling comfortable with where you're at. Sometimes the coach will say, boy, that's a question you need to ask your doctor. You're going to hear that a lot. Because remember, in our program, we understand the doctor's the superstar. The doctor's the person that if you're going to go to a doctor, you need to trust your doctor. And we're going to continue to send you back to the doctor. But we might be able to help you understand how to ask that question. Or that's not a question you want to ask the doctor, just ask the nurse. That's not a question you want to ask the nurse, just ask the billing person in the office. But you're going to get good information from that chat. And I think one of the most important things is you realize I am not alone in this. And that you do have a teammate in your coach who's going to even help you there and is going to help you refer to who else on your team that you should go to. One of the most important roles of your coach advocate is he's going to help you build a program. Now, what's a program? Well, again, your doctor's going to have a protocol for you. It might be your chemo protocol, it might be your insulin protocol, and you're going to be dealing with your healthcare professionals with your protocol. But what do you do the other 23 hours? We've talked about this, but it's really important to realize that it starts with building a plan. So when you start with ourhomegame.com, you're going to get into communication with a coach. Most time it's on a phone, and he's going to help you walk through what we call a patient-specific investigative analysis. Now, that's just a mouthful to say. He's going to study as much as he can about you, as much as you want to share with him or her, and she's going to build information that you get to use to build your game plan. Now, we don't build your game plan for you. We help you and your teammates build a plan. But that's an important reason why you have a coach, is when you start, you're going to get a consultation from the coach. The coach is going to jump on the phone with you. You're going to rap. He's going to get to know you. You're going to get to know her. You're going to go back and forth with that information. And from that, you're going to start to see how that coach can help you build a plan so you really know what you're going to do. And that starts with the patient-specific investigative analysis. Now, we call it a PSIA for short. When you go to the PSIA, remember, you don't have to fill out all the information. There's information in there that you may think, isn't pertinent to your situation. Okay, then don't put it in there. Or information that you don't even want to share. You don't have to put it in there. But it's important, whether you're facing cancer or diabetes, to understand where you're starting from. Okay? So share what you want to share. Obviously, the more information you can share, the easier it is for your coach to help you. But you want to engage in putting that information down, and then quickly you're going to get a call from your coach, or you're going to start talking back and forth with your coach, and they're going to try to get more information from you that you want to share. From that, they're going to build a patient-specific plan, or better known as your game plan. Another important part of our home game is what we call a booster club. Now, this really excites me because I've watched it take place, and it's really, really an important part of your program. A booster club is like when you were in high school and you were an athlete, or you were in the band or whatever. They had booster clubs, and the booster club was there just to support you. So when you get into our home game, one of your teammates will create a booster club, or your coach advocate will create a booster club. They invite your friends and family. Now, this becomes really, really important because, and I want you to be very careful with this, is that a booster club is about encouraging. And what will happen is that you'll get people in there and they'll say, "Mom, I remember when I was in 3rd grade and you did this for me. You're my hero, and I know you can do this today." But you're going to get different kinds of encouraging insights from different people, and it's an important part of what you're going through. People say that this is a physical thing that you're going through, but it's as much emotional, it's as much mental as it is physical, and those things can have great effect on your success. So Booster Club is a huge, important part of our home game, and I want to make sure that you know that you should take advantage of that and be a part of other people's Booster Clubs. Some people will tell you that chatting is a waste of time, and it might be it for some people, but it isn't for you right now. You're in the middle of a very important time of your life, and at ourhomegame.com, it needs to be a communication that you use, because you're going to be able to reach out to a coach, and he's going to be able to give you the encouragement you need. He's going to be able to give you information you need. He's going to be able to direct you in the direction that you need to go to learn more information. So chatting is not just chit-chatting. Chatting is a communication system that you need to take advantage of. And most of all, remember, the chat's there so you know you're not alone. Now remember, when your coach isn't around to chat, or you don't find the right person you need to chat with, you also can message. Okay, you'll find that right underneath your profile where you can message there. Now this is important for a couple reasons. One is that because sometimes your coach isn't online and you just want to leave them a message, but also sometimes you have a lot of information. You want to write a couple, 2, 3 paragraphs, and that just isn't that comfortable to do in a chat. You can send those 2 or 3 paragraphs. Your coach can receive them. They can send back to you maybe a new article that was only appropriate for you. So the chat system is great, but you can also use the messaging system, and that's an important part of the communication that you're going to use. So not only you're not alone that you get to talk all the time, but when you have that just thought that comes to you and you decide you want to share it with your coach or with another member, use the messaging system. So what's the difference between chat and messaging? Well, first of all, some of us don't like the chat. I mean, in that you have very small space to be able to write a lot of things. Don't worry about it. Go over to messaging. Messaging is basically like an email. You'll find it right underneath your profile, and you can go in there and you can find your coach and you can write basically an email, but it'll be within our home game system. That's where you can actually go ahead and expand on what you're going to say and also get longer text from your coach that deals with certain subjects that maybe he needed to expand on or she needed to expand on. So messaging, chatting, use what you want to use both of them, but just remember, this is a communication system. And then when all else fails sometimes, hey, how about the phone? And that's one way that we make sure that you get a real personal approach with your coach, is that you have lots of ways to be able to communicate to them and get communication from them. See, our home game is not just a casual game. This is a game to take back control of your life. This is a game where you get to say, I'm not going to just let things come at me. One of our best coach advocates, head of our patient care, loves to say, you may have cancer, but cancer doesn't have you. How does that happen? It happens when you take control of your game and you have a team and you are determining what's going on in your life.